Welcome to Section 420, Talkin Yankees, the podcast. Well, here we are, just one game away, the Yankees, from clinching the AL East after a really good weekend out in Oakland against the A's. They're sweeping all three games, which you would kind of expect against a team under 20 games under 500. But nevertheless, not only did it get the sweep, again, you saw a lot of good stuff. Got probably, you would say, Garrett Cole's strongest start since really rejoining the Yankees, around July there. Going 9 innings now. Wasn't able to get the complete game win there because the Yankees needed a little extra innings to do it, but nevertheless, they took that game. And you also got a strong start from Rendon in the second game, giving you 6 shutout innings. And then in the final game, Luis Gil, which I'm not going to say was a great start. I mean, he did give up a couple of hits there, but got the win. And when you're going into the postseason, probably those are going to be a top 3 starters. You're probably going to go Cole, Rendon, Gil. So just to see them 1, 2, 3 like that, good sign to come as the season winds down here. So we'll kind of get into that, the weekend a little bit and to see what's ahead. Baltimore Orioles, who have been chasing the Yankees, and looks like really it's too late for them. We'll visit the Yankee Stadium for 3 games there. Again, the Yankees just need to win one of those games to clinch it. So get into all that. But before we do, make sure you subscribe to this podcast, Section 420 Talkin Yankees, the podcast, wherever you're listening right now. And there's also the YouTube version of the show. So go to YouTube, look for Section 420 Talkin Yankees, go right there as well, and get notified when new episodes go up. So Yankees, had a really good road trip there. Again, took 2 out of 3 against Seattle, and they're a team that was fighting for the wild card there. And really, you think maybe the Yankees would falter a little bit, did not. So had that, and then of course sweeping all 3 games against Oakland, as mentioned before. So a 5-1 West Coast trip, and it's almost unheard of for the Yankees. I mean, how many times they go out there? It doesn't really matter what the year, what the record is. Usually always have problems out there. Maybe the time zone, who knows? But Yankees really took care of business right now, and a lot of this things are looking good right now. Judge, starting to get a little homerish again. He kind of been quiet a little bit towards the early part of September. I never thought he was going to challenge Bond's 73 or his own 62, but the home run ball came alive for him a little bit in Oakland there. Now up to 55. I don't think he's going to chase his 62, and now he's got 6 games left technically, but I just don't see it happening. It's just not going to happen. So, and nor I don't think he cares, and anyone else cares. I think right now they're totally focused on the playoffs there. And you saw Giancarlo Stanton as well, really cranked one, the old school style with him, get his bat going a little bit. And hey, gotta give it to Gleyber Torres quietly. I know he doesn't wow you, and again, I've been on him a lot for a lot of things, but you look up at his what he's got right now, and he's hitting .254, 15 home runs, 62 RBIs, and again, he just does this every year where you look at it, it's like, wow, he's put up some good numbers there. But not that I'm making a case that the Yankees should resign him after this year. I don't think they're going to resign him after he's gone after this year. But hey, look, he's hitting well. And I don't know, maybe if he could do something great in October, maybe that'll change my decision. But nevertheless, let's give him his kudos for that. But not all good for the Yankees. A little injury problem to note there. Jay Cousins with a pectoral strain there, so they had to put him on the 15-day IL. That's going to pretty much wipe him out for the rest of the season. And if there's a first round, maybe that as well. So I don't know. We're probably not going to see him for the rest of the year if that's the case. Kind of a blow there. Again, these Yankee bullpen, again, that's going to be very problematic. Again, you have a lot of inexperience there, and again, a lot of different guys that Cashman's brought in here. So, is that a killer for the Yankees? No, but, the Yankees have been relying on him a little bit. He's kind of the main guys to bring in late in the games there, and now you're not going to have that weapon there. So you have to hope someone like Ian Hamilton, for example, could step up there as well. And coming off the IL, as mentioned, more recent YouTube episode, Cody Poteet. Now, he's more of a starter type, but I guess, if they really need him in a pinch, they could bring him out of the pen. And of course, what happens. Rob Marinaccio, who's up, when someone comes up, he gets sent down. So, thanks again for stopping by. I think they did this poor guy like 5 or 6 times this season. And of course, another face coming back, Clayton Beeter. Again, he was the arm the Yankees got in the Joey Gallo trade. He'd been hurt for a while, but now got him back from AAA there. So maybe he's in the mix. Not really much experience there as well. So I don't know what he's going to serve other than maybe just throwing some quality innings in this remaining 2 series for the Yankees. And for the Baltimore Orioles, they kind of did it for themselves. At the top of this month, I looked at the Yankees record and the teams they have left to play in the record, as well as the Baltimore Orioles and the teams they have left to play this month in the record. And I said it was favorable towards the Yankees. And, I'm not going to say I'm Nostradamus there, but it's kind of working out there. Now, the Orioles have also been losing teams they really shouldn't have been losing with. But as the Yankees have been surging a little bit, taking 3 out of 4 from Boston, 2 out of 3 against Seattle, and then sweeping this Oakland series, the Orioles have been scuffling, losing 5 out of the last 7 there. So as the Yankees have been trending up, they've been trending downwards. So now this 3-game series at the stadium coming up, which you thought might have been for all the marbles, pretty much meaningless. I mean, if the Yankees lose all three, then they just win one of the games against the Pirates, but they're not. I just don't see them losing all three of these games against Baltimore. But again, even if that even happens, you just have to win one of the games at home against Pittsburgh Pirates, another team that's just totally checked out at this point there. So again, you can always consider the Yankees as your AL East champions. And I heard some people, I guess when they clinched the playoffs in Seattle there, they kind of, broke out the goggles and the champagne and all that stuff. And people say, well, you shouldn't be just celebrating just a playoff clinch. I really had no problem with it. Again, I'm one of these people who thinks if you put like a wild card championship banner up, that's weak. In this case, as long as the Yankees didn't go all out crazy, I had no problem with them celebrating. Now if they went out on the field with like throwing champagne on the field there and going crazy on the Mariners field there and taking pictures and stuff like that, that's a little like, okay, dude, all right, you didn't win the World Series, it's just a playoff clinch. So I was okay with that, but they just kept it in the clubhouse. It was crazy, but not subdued, not totally crazy. I have no problem with it. It's a long season, and you just want to let some steam off. Some guys had some injuries, like Rizzo. You didn't know if he was going to come back or not. And offensively, didn't really have the greatest season, on stats. So whatever. He wants to blow off some steam a little bit. It didn't really make a difference. I know, they lost the next game. I don't think it was because of that. It was like they lost like 3-2 or something, whatever. It was a tight game. But after that, they took care of business in Oakland. So, again, I had no problem with the celebrating. And, as long as they didn't overdo it, which they didn't do it, I didn't think it was a big deal. So, right now, you got these 6 games remaining. It's all about just nobody getting hurt. You want to make sure, players like, Judge and Rizzo, maybe Rizzo get his back going a little bit into playoffs, and Stanton's kind of, work on this swing a little bit. Jason Dominguez, hit him as well, hitting a home run in the final Oakland game. And if, I covered it before, he did get his first one off the Schneid in Seattle there. So finally good to see that. And again, over the two of them, that's why you want Jason Dominguez in there. Again, he could just put a 2 or 3 spot up there in this one swing, which Verdugo can't do. So that's why I would give him, the nod, and that's why I thought they should put him up early in this September. But nevertheless, a lot of good stuff for the Yankees, and we're seeing Luke Weaver as well. He's kind of being, we closed the final Oakland game there, and he pretty much, you can see, Boone's going to be going to him more from the home. So Weaver just really gets hurt or something really crazy happens over the next 6 games there. Looks like Luke Weaver is going to be the closer moving forward there. So, get him maybe 1 or 2 more saves, just get that under his belt. You want to get him into a repetition routine where, he knows he comes out in the 9th inning and he shuts it down there. So I think that's going to be, again, Achilles heel for the Yankees in the playoffs there. And there's a very inexperienced bullpen right now and a lot of different guys moving in. But Weaver's doing well right now, so I won't go too crazy. So that's the episode, and we'll catch you next time.